Gamers! Josh here, and today I am pleased to show you the newest piece of art that I have added to my Sorcery collection. Now, hopefully that piece will be joining this wall behind me in the near future, but at the moment, since I just got this laid out the way I wanted, I'm debating on how I'm going to change it up, or if I'm going to let this stay for a bit and then make a decision to add the painting later when I decide to rearrange things again, because I do like to rearrange things periodically. And so I think I might just wait until I decide I want to do that, and then I will add this painting to the wall so that it can be part of my videos in the future. But before I actually dive in to show you this painting, how I acquired it, all those things, I am going to talk to you about what I currently own. I had someone ask and say, maybe you should talk about what you own, how you acquired it, and all that good stuff. So I'm going to start with the first piece of sorcery art that I ever acquired. That would be the original sketch of Eremos Mercenaries. I acquired this directly from Jeff at Gen Con 2023. So very happy to have it. It was my very first piece. Really liked it. I had my choice. Jeff at that time still had a couple of his sketches. He also had a couple of his original paintings available, but I was not that deep yet. I had yet to play Sorcery, and so I didn't want to dive in and buy a painting right away. So I bought this sketch from Jeff, and then, as luck would have it, I really liked it. I liked Sorcery. All those things just kind of came together, and then I started watching the auctions that were available. Various pieces of art were being made available on the Discord marketplace, through the Collector Art House Discord. All of those things that I just kind of watched to see what paintings came up. I passed on a few that I sort of regret, but because I passed on them, an incredible opportunity came about. Eremos Mercenaries. The original painting went up for auction on the Discord marketplace. And I was like, well, this is great luck. I have the original sketch. I can acquire the original painting. So I purchased Eremos Mercenaries through auction via the Discord marketplace. Now, those auctions don't tend to happen as often. In fact, I don't know when the last one was that actually happened, but they do still have the art section on the Discord marketplace. So if you're in the market for an original piece of sorcery art and the piece you want is not available from the artist, which a lot of times they're not, if it's not, a good place to go is that Discord marketplace. Make a little post, hey, does anyone know the whereabouts of this particular painting? If so, I would like to make an offer on it. Also, because of the way this works, you're probably not going to get the exact piece you want. It's just how this happens. You kind of got to, you're never going to get the Philosopher's Stone. I don't know who owns the Philosopher's Stone, but I would guess that it's Eric. Certainly, I would think he owns that piece, given how iconic it is to his game. So, if you're like, well, I really like that. Okay, well, then the first thing you want to do, if you like that style of art, you want to contact Severin and say, hey, do you have any of your original paintings still available? I think many of those are spoken for at this point. There may still be a few left. She does tend to work quite a bit with Collector Art House in terms of offering things up. Although I feel like the paintings, sometimes she moves those on her own. I've never contacted her directly, so I don't know. But that is definitely the first thing you should do. If there's a particular painting you like, probably not the beta paintings, but anything in Arthurian Legends or anything that's coming in Gothic, contact the artist. Say, hey, is this available for sale? What are you asking for it? Some of the artists are going to say, well, I have it. Here's the price. Some of the artists are going to say, it's not for sale just yet. Just so you know, saying a number does help. And sometimes that moves minds. So if there's a particular piece of art that you really, really want, and you're going directly to the artist, and they say they have it, and they say it's not for sale, if you maybe respond to the, well, what if I were to offer $8,000? They might be like, oh, it is for sale. So that's something that you can consider. Obviously, some artists might not react well to that, but that's kind of the bridge you may have to cross. And I hope that most artists would realize that if they came back and said, well, it's really not for sale right now, and then you came back and made an offer, they would understand that you really just love their painting and you'd love to hang it in your home or wherever you're going to put it and display it. And I do hope you're displaying it and not letting it languish in a closet somewhere. That is not what this stuff is for. But back to that. Eremos Mercenaries, my first original sorcery painting. Very happy to have it. Very happy to end up with the sketch and the painting. There is another sketch that Jeff has kept in his book. It's like the original concept sketch. It has a lot less detail than this. So, for me, this is the sketch. Obviously, that's the painting. So, I'm happy to have that set. Now, the next thing that I acquired was this. Shockingly, this is the original sketch of Craterize. I got this through luck. This was included with an artist proof that was posted on the Collector Art House Discord via auction, and this original sketch was included. The original listing was a bit jumbled. It wasn't really easy to identify that, or maybe it wasn't. I think it was that this sketch was noted as included, but it wasn't noted that this is the original alpha sketch of Craterize, which makes it a bigger deal. If this had just been a sketch of Craterize, a recreation, it's different. This is the original sketch of Craterize. So very happy to have that, because not only did I get that, I got a lovely AP from Marta. Absolutely love this AP. I think of all my artist proofs, it may be my favorite. It is beautiful. I have occasionally had it in the background. It's really lovely. So, but all of them are great. So it is hard to choose a favorite. It's like choosing a favorite child, which sometimes I suppose that's easier than it should be. But, but got a Craterize AP, got the original alpha sketch of Craterize as part of that auction. And finally, another bit of whimsical luck. Shatter Strike, the original painting of Shatter Strike. Brian decided to auction this on Whatnot. So I acquired this one directly from the artist. He put it up on Whatnot. I have never used Whatnot. It is not something I do. I use eBay. I'm old school. I know lots of people like Whatnot. Fantastic. If that's what you like, use it. But Shatter Strike was put up for auction on Whatnot. Now, I didn't know at the time that these auctions can be very, very fast. In fact, I think this auction was 2 or 3 minutes, if I recall. Maybe it was 5. It was a very short amount of time. I happened to jump in when that auction was happening, and I'd never used Whatnot. So I had to load all my credit card information to place a bid and all that good stuff. And I placed my bid, and literally the auction ended in less than, I think, 30 seconds after that. And I won Shatter Strike directly from the artist. That is my preferred method. If I can acquire a painting directly from the artist, I always try to do so. I think that helps you build a relationship with the artist. So if you like a particular artist's work, trying to buy directly from them to show that you really like their art and focus on purchasing it directly from them, you can potentially help build a relationship so that maybe when they offer more pieces down the line and you come and you say, hey, I'm looking at your new pieces, I really like this piece, they'll say, hey, that piece is still available. I was going to keep it for a while, but you've bought 2 of my pieces before. I know you will do them well and display them well and all those things. I know you appreciate my work. I'll go ahead and let it go for you. Here's the price. Moving on. So that is my preferred method of actually obtaining art, because I think building that relationship is important. Obviously, there's one painting that isn't up here, and actually I acquired that painting before I acquired Shatter Strike. That is Cast in Exile. So Cast in Exile, that was my first Arthurian Legends painting that I purchased. I got that from Kaio. Basically, I contacted him directly, said, hey, I'd like to buy this. He had it available. You see that painting all the time in my regular videos because that is the one. And I told him when I bought it, I said, your painting gets to be on display in my videos until Gothic, until I acquire my first Gothic painting. So that's kind of my rule. I'm going to buy the first painting I buy of any set. It's going to end up in that place. It will stay there until the next set comes out and I acquire a piece from that new set. So that's it. That is my collection so far. Now, the new piece. Some of you know I have this. If you follow these auctions, you know what piece it is, what I acquired. But one of the things that I've been wanting to get is a sight. I don't have any Atlas sights. I really wanted one. There was one in particular I was looking at, and I was like, well, should I reach out, and ask about it? But there were some issues, and I was trying to make some money work. For those of you that don't know, the original painting of Ruins came up for sale. I made a play for that, didn't work out. All these things, money, trying to make it work, all that. And in the meantime, that particular painting that I had considered about contacting the artist and making an offer for came up for auction on the Collector Art House Discord. So my hand was forced. I had to make a decision. Am I going to make a run for this particular painting? I did. It worked out. One bid even. Made a single bid. Won it. Fantastic. It included an artist proof. So not only did I get a painting, I got an artist proof. So I am very happy to show you all the newest painting for my collection. And then at some point will hopefully be on this wall behind me. Carlana Panusk. There it is. The original painting of one of the tri-element sites. I absolutely love this, by Vincent Pompetti. Very, very happy to have been able to obtain this. It is, as you can see, a pretty significant piece as compared to Shatter Strike. So, definitely a larger piece. Obviously, the orientation is what's causing me problems with putting it up in here. Can't really decide how I'm going to do that. But there is the piece. Very happy to have it. Lots of wonderful detail in there. If any of you ever... No, I'm not going to say that. This is it. I've had previously, I've taken Eremos Mercenaries. I took that to the Coruscant Cup and displayed it. So if those type of opportunities arise and I'm able to make that happen with this one, I will do so. I'm looking at that. Moving this thing back and forth. There it is, though. Carlana Panusk. At some point, it will be on the wall. That is it for today. This is probably one of the most interesting parts of Sorcery for me. I played many, many TCGs, but never have I attempted to acquire any of the art. Never really even thought about it. Why would you do that? And I mean, I've been going to conventions since I was 16, which is a very long time ago. And I saw all these artists. I saw their original paintings, but I never thought, I should buy that. That's really cool. I play that card a lot. I should buy it. Never even came to my mind. I don't know why, but it didn't. My guess is I was heavily involved with the Star Wars CCG that Decipher made. There are no paintings from that. Those are all pictures of, the films themselves. So wasn't a way to really acquire those. And even though I played Magic on and off, I just never really thought about spending that kind of money. I don't know. Maybe I didn't have that kind of money. I didn't have that kind of money. Yeah, that's the answer. And now I'm old and I have some money and I'm doing this. If you want to get into this, I cannot recommend it more. The sketches are wonderful. If you cannot afford the price of a painting, which are going to be, several $1,000s, the sketches are a wonderful way to build a collection on a budget. So I cannot recommend doing that more. I think it really adds to the hobby of sorcery as a whole, to be part of all these different things. And that's kind of what this channel has become. For me, it's just another part of the hobby, another faucet of sorcery. And that's why my channel kind of goes over a little bit of everything. And hopefully that will continue. That's it for today. As always, keep on contesting the realm!